Hi, this is Gina Lazenby. Welcome to my video blog, and I'm in San Francisco. I'm actually in the home of Jeanine Becker.
Good to have you here.
Thank you, thank you. I actually met Jeanine this weekend. I have been to the most amazing weekend, Wisdom 2.0 Summit, which we've just had for the last 3 or 4 days, haven't we?
Yes.
Now, Jeanine was a speaker. She was on the main stage, and she was also participating in the follow-on day, which was about women and wisdom. And what made me want to speak to you, Jeanine, was the fact that what Jeanine does is she's a lawyer, she is a teacher of negotiation skills at Stanford Law School, and she also teaches collaboration. Now, I don't know many people who teach collaboration.
I think most people frame it as teaching negotiation, right? I think there are people who teach in business schools and in law schools, and that's really what they focus on. Which is a range, right? Negotiation can include collaboration, but it's often most likely seen as sort of more of a hard-nosed oppositional skill set.
Well, in the days of yore, years ago, when I was a business consultant and marketing, we were always looking at the competition. I mean, the competitor analysis. You know, business is very much structured about what the competition is doing, that there's a pie, that we have a share of it, and we're going to get a bigger share of the pie. Personally, I'm interested in baking bigger pies, so there's more for everybody. But we do have this right at the core of business about competition. What is the competition doing? And I think now we're shifting into new ways of doing business, and collaboration is so much more important. And you see new possibilities with the technologies that we have. And in fact, Wisdom 2.0 was very much a convergence of new kinds of business and commerce and compassion, new ways of being. And we saw many examples, didn't we, of new ways of having business with meaning, and collaboration's in there, and I hear the word more and more, and I don't feel that it's at the core of business teaching, that it is new, it's coming in. So that's why I was interested to know, what is it that you're teaching that could help us, whether we have our own small business, or whether we've got a larger enterprise, or working in a larger corporation. What do we need to know that will help us skill up in this area of collaboration so we can be more effective?
Great. That's a great question. I think there's a new recognition in business, really, that we simply can't do it alone. The kind of growth, the kind of outcome, the kind of impact that we want to have isn't something that we can achieve insularly within our organizations, or even in organizations within our teams. That to be effective in a sustainable way requires bringing in skills, expertise, and resources beyond what any of us have.
Yes.
And I think that's where we're seeing the rise of this desire for collaboration, is this recognition that there isn't a particular organization that can solve the problems. So first part, I think, is just that recognition of, what is the biggest impact I want to make? And to do that, what is it I'm bringing to the table, and what other resources do I need?
People talk about it, but I still don't feel people know how to do it.
Right.
It's the how. They still get into conflict over it, because it's like saying, okay, there's me and there's what I want, ring fenced.
Right.
And then we do end up in opposition. We don't know how to be working together, and we feel maybe that we have to give too much of ourselves, but we do really need to learn the how-to for collaboration, don't we?
Yeah, and so I think there are 3 pieces. One is sort of, do I know what I want? Am I taking the time to actually understand what are the skills, strengths, resources I'm bringing to the table?
What I'm bringing to the table.
What am I bringing to the table? And to see the value in that, to really claim that value. The second is, actually, when you're talking about this opposition, collaboration still requires a willingness to engage points of view that are different from ours. So it still requires listening to someone on the other side of the table and hearing them say, well, this is what I'm bringing to the table, or this is what I need, or this is my perspective. And I think the key difference really in collaborating well is staying curious about it. Why do you want that? What are you bringing? How can we do this together?
Well, these are all asking better questions, aren't they?
They are, and they're staying curious about a different point of view, with an understanding that I'm not going to collaborate by simply giving in to what you're asking for. I'm not going to collaborate by simply beating you down to say yes to what I want.
Or collaboration. Beating down is not collaboration.
Right. What makes it collaboration is actually staying curious enough about the 2 points of view, and then being able to problem solve together. So both, it's you and I looking at the problem here, and being able to problem solve together in a way that takes care of both of our interests. Now, for a lot of people, that actually just the patience to do that process can be anxiety provoking, can take some time, that discovery. So one of the key skills that's needed to collaborate well, there are three, right? I think it's, one is, do I know what I want, and am I sharing it? Do I know what I bring to the table? And am I really claiming the worth of that? If I'm not doing that, I'm likely to accommodate, so I'm likely to give in to you too much. The other is to be willing to actually listen to viewpoints and contributions from someone else and stay curious. And if I don't do that, I'm likely to compete and take over. And collaboration requires the third thing of us problem solving together, and being willing to take the time and not just simply take my point of view is here, yours here, split it in the middle. We could compromise. To actually grow the pie bigger means I'm going to learn things in our conversation that I didn't know. And
being willing to learn then,
Right. And without that information, or with that information, the conclusion we come to is going to be something bigger, more full of possibility, and more sustainable than I could have created on my own.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and tune in to the next one.